it's in plenty.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you got enough room up there?
Yep. You're good.
How much
Hey.
room did you get up there? Can I come back more?
What? Yeah, I guess. Can you go back a little bit?
A little bit more. Stop. Kick it once for me.
Oh yeah!
Sounds like a rally car.
Yeah, it does.
Really bad one. One that crashed previously. It just rolled.
So we took out the air cleaner and the battery tray. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and drain the radiator. Okay, so we got the wiring harness almost completely off. We just have to get it routed out from behind the alternator, which is, can't see it from up here, but it's way in the back, down in the bottom there. But wiring harness off of all the injectors and all the connectors underneath the intake, and down there off of this side. And I might as well take the opportunity to show you the new engine that's going to go in. We made sure the oil was drained out of this, and we'll get ready to swap some parts once the other engine is out. Alright, so got the power steering pump out. Okay, and got the wiring harness completely gone. There are the connectors, and down here is the other connector. And we got the, let's see if we can see that a little bit better. The exhaust manifold, the exhaust coupler disconnected. That'll be ready to come off. Then the next thing we did was we pulled off the wheels so that we can get the axle shafts out. And we'll do that next. So now we're down to it. We got the axle shafts out, as you can see. Let's see if we can. Get the axle shafts out. One on this side. Okay, and then we also got the lower torsion arm off. You can see that down there at the bottom. And then the AC compressor is disconnected, along with, I don't know if I said this before, but the power steering pump. But the AC power steering pump just gets pulled out like that. You can just put it aside. And then the AC, same thing, you just tuck it out of the way so that it's clear of the engine coming up. And then we really only have the bolts have got to come out of the exhaust flange. Bolts have got to come out of the exhaust flange. And then this other torsion bar, and then the main engine mounts, one right there, and there's also one right down in there, and it's ready to come out. I think. I'll update you if I find anything else. So once you get the engine mount bolts out from there, you got to take out the engine mount bracket. And to do that, you want to lower the engine down to below the bracket. You can see where it is right now. And then you want to take the other bracket out on the other side too, right there. That'll give you just the extra ½ inch you need to be able to pull the engine out straight up. Alright, so it's a very tight fit when you bring it out, but it does come out, as you can see, straight up and over and on the floor. Alright, so we got it down and on the stand on a dolly, and got the transmission off. That's just what I wanted to show you. There's a clutch. We'll get that clutch off. Get this engine stripped down to put on the new one. So here we are, we got the new engine all apart and ready for a new water pump and timing belt. And the first thing we're going to do is give it a new oil pan gasket, which is what Jake is doing right here. So that's step one, going back in the other direction. A little bit of silicone sealant there at the joint between the oil pump and the block. Side too. So the engine's all back together, minus the intake. So what we did was we hooked up chains to the subframe and we lifted the car up and slid the engine underneath. Now we'll lift the engine up into... Sorry, you're fine. Keep going. We'll lift the engine up into the engine compartment. Well, there it is, all back in together after quite a bit of finagling. Button it back up. Well, looks like we got just a few more steps to go and we're there. Just got to do lower radiator hose, the air box, the battery, a few more connections underneath the intake and fluids and whatnot, and it'll be ready. Well, we might need battery.
Well, let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead and try it.
Clutch feels really light. It just needs to be... Alright.
That's battery, right?
Yeah.
I had it all.